Hello everyone, this is NS Alters, and today I'll be showing you how I painted this Swords to Plowshares border extension altar. So the first step, as always, is just painting in a nice neutral background color, sort of just something to paint on top of and make sure that we can't see any of the underlying details from the border of the card. With these old border cards that I alter, I usually like to completely paint out the frame, which means painting around the letters carefully. You'll notice that I paint over the letters quite a bit, but that's okay because we'll come back and clean those up later. So once I had the neutral layer down, I just started putting in the sky with an approximate color for the sky tones. But the sky has a very soft gradient to it, so I'll constantly be watering down my paints, putting over many more layers until I get a color that is nice and smooth. And then once I was happy with the sky colors, I came in with some white to do the clouds, and to also lighten up the colors closer to the horizon. And once I was happy with the sky colors, came in with my plastic pick, and just scraped away at the name of the card to clean it up. So when painting landscape cards, and landscape art in general, you usually want to start with the background and move towards the foreground. That way you can paint in layers. So now that we are done the sky, we're going to move forward to the elements in front of the sky, and then the elements in front of those. So next up is the barn. I was approximating the texture that you can see in the original art, sort of like a pinkish color with some brown and black texture. And then the wood beams were a pretty solid color with just a little bit of texture and a harsh outline, so really trying to just capture the simplicity of the original art there. And once I was pretty happy with that, then we're putting in the next elements of the foreground. The hill on the other side was a really nice mix of greens, yellows, and blues for the grassy hill. And again, once I had that, now we're gonna put in the approximate background colors for the wheat. So the way that the wheat seemed to be originally painted was again in layers, going from brightest colors to darkest. So starting with some yellows, putting in some orange, then some light browns, and then eventually some much darker browns. But you can see I'm kind of just making a gradient there. And the harshest colors, like the dark brown and the blacks, they seem to almost be dry brushed on top. They have a lot of texture to them. So with those darker colors, what I'm doing is I'm just taking the color off of my palette. I'm not really watering it down, but what I am doing is filling the brush and then scraping it off against the paper towel. So it's almost like a dry brush technique, but not quite as dusty. So unfortunately for this next part of the video, my phone actually overheated while filming. I had the lamp pointed at it, so this didn't record. So what I did to achieve the rest of it was, after I was done painting in the textures for the wheat, I came back and worked on the robe of the farmer. So the color matching on the blues of his robe were actually pretty simple. Those colors were very distinct and sort of had thick lines apart from each other. So I just matched those, pulled them down, and that was pretty quick. And after I did the blue colors, I came back over top and added the blacks. And they're just harsh, solid blacks. So again, those were just a few brush strokes and that part was done pretty quick. Then with the scythe, pretty much following the same principles, I just color matched the brown. It has a soft blue-gray highlight, which I came over with. And to get the really thin edges on the sides of the scythe, I actually came in with a different brush. So normally I'm painting with my 2-0, but I came in with my 10-0 brush, and that really allows you to get those thin lines. And then I just noticed here while I was looking at the card, the highlights on the wheat weren't quite right, so just touching those up. The last step is then just to sign my initials, and we're done. And there it is. One Swords to Plowshares, ready for the cube. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see me alter a specific card, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.